With the PowerPoint slide, I think it is happening. Okay, this one. Computer 2 want to communicate. It send the frames to everyone, but only first computer accepts the communication. Right? Can you understand? We already discussed. With the collision, 2 and 5 want to communicate at the same time. Maybe 2 wants to communicate with 4, 5 want to communicate with 1. Once those communication start at the same time, 5 and 2, there will be a collision every other time. Now collision. But just look into that. 2 start the communication with the 4. Then 5 start the communication with 1. Then it is okay. But if 2 and 5 start the communication at once, entire communication will be interrupted. I think you can understand what is happening there. Similar way, it just go through the hub. So what will be happen with the involvement of the switch? Right, because switch has the MAC address table. It just find out the mapping from one computer to another via that MAC address table and find out the particular destination at once to forward that to the that computer. In this case, with the hub, the link in between the ports is already established, but this one switch, it just control the link as required. So how it happened, physically we don't have link like this, but based on the MAC address table in the switch, it just managed to introduce the unique link in between the two computers. Okay, any question? 15 students, good. Okay, what is that IEEE standard? It is for Ethernet, right? It is for Ethernet. So that one we introduced by a number IEEE 802. So under the IEEE 802, there are different way of introducing different technologies. IEEE 802.1, 2, 3, 4. Likewise, there are different use of the Ethernet are incorporated under the IEEE 802. Right? IEEE 802.3 focus about the Ethernet at the data link layer level. And based on that, there are two sublayers at the data link layer level. I think you are familiar with those two. What are they?
Logical link control and MAC address.
Yeah. One is the logical link control, other one is the MAC address. Mute කරන් ඉන්න නේද? When you want to talk, you better unmute and talk, otherwise there are interruptions. What is the purpose of those two layers? Just read through the slides and try to understand, then I will explain. Okay, so basically MAC sublayer provides the addressing mechanism, no? MAC address. So 802.3 introduce a frame CSMA CD. What it stands for, anyone? What is CSMA CD?
Carrier sense multiple access collision domain.
Yeah, that's right. Carrier sense. Carrier sense mean the checking the shared media for accessing. Carrier sense multiple access mean at the same time one shared media can be shared by multiple. So in that case, it's worry about the collision as well. If collisions are detected, we can do two things. What are they? Reconstruct at the receiver end or request for retransmission. A beta දෙයක් යවද්දී interrupt වුණා නම් මොකද වෙන්නේ? A beta යවන්න ගමන් interrupt වුණා නම් interruption එකේ significance එක අනුව correct කරගන්න පුළුවන් නම් කරගන්නවා නැත්නම් resend කරන්න කියනවා. Those are the two things. Right? Then once collision is detected, those two things can be done. So the frame, at this level, we talk about the frames. Frames are having the capacity for CSMA CD. Features of CSMA CD. Handle frames, MAC addressing, medium access control, all are part of the MAC sublayer responsibility. Specific implementation for each LAN protocol. There are different ways to introduce the local area network, right? Ethernet is one thing, and different variations of the Ethernet as well. But there is no different at the MAC layer level. Specific implementation is there. Specific implementation for each local area network protocol. That means if there are some different protocols, the implementation of, I think, not the addressing mechanism, but medium access control and frame formation of the frame would be different. That is the idea, right? MAC address එක form කරන විදිය වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැහැ ඔක්කොටම. How many digits are there in the MAC address? How many binaries?
48.
48 then. Represent by hexadecimal. How many hexadecimals are used?
32.
You mean 32 bit? Yeah, maybe. Just check with that, right? I cannot even recall the MAC. Give me a second, right? Okay, sorry. There was a student for new registration. So 48 for the MAC address, no? We just confirm that. In that case, that thing is not different for different protocols, no? But framing, the way media access control used can be different depending on the protocol. What are they? There are different protocols for different purposes. Here it says define the CSMA CD as access method for the Ethernet LANs and token passing method for the token ring. So මේ CSMA CD Ethernet වල පාවිච්චි කරනවා වගේ token passing method for the token ring. Right? So this MAC address is implemented with the hardware, right? Implement with the hardware. So you know that each device has a MAC address if they are enabled to connect with the network. So it is hardware built thing. So the understanding under that MAC sub layer, so different protocols are used in the different approaches like CSMA CD for Ethernet and token passing for the token ring. So with that, there are different implementation for each protocol, right? Because although MAC address is similar, framing way of accessing the medium access would be different. So once it comes to the logical link control layer, sub layer actually, we introduce its related standards IEEE 802.2, right? Logical link control layer 802.2, MAC layer 802.3. So what is the purpose of having the logical link control layer? Those are clearly described here. It provides error and flow control if needed. If we want to implement the error and flow control, MAC sublayer will not be involved. Logical link control layer will attend on that.
Logical link control layer also support to the device driver software.
Yeah, it can be, no? Driver softwares, yes. Because driver software allow to have some sort of a mediation in between the physical hardware and the software, no? Get ready to use the device. In that case, you can consider, yeah, driver software will represent the logical link control layer segment. So it makes the MAC sublayer transparent, right? Allow interconnectivity between different LANs, data link layers. So logical link layer control is there on top of the MAC address, MAC layer, right? Hope you remember how it typically draw that one. That means it always should be transparent, the communication from LLC to MAC, logical link layer control to the MAC. Right? It says again, used to multiplex multiple network layer. What it mean by multiplexing? Can you remember that? I think you studied those in the first year. Multiplexing, what it allows?
Multiple link reduce for one link.
Multiple
Link reduce for one link.
Multiple links reduced for one link. Any other way of describing that?
Multiplexing is a method that can be transfer data with using one frequency or different frequency, and so if there are a lot of traffic flows, and they can use to send traffic using multiplexing with the same time and same frequency.
I cannot remember that much detail. Anyway, multiplex allow to share the resources. I would say like this, like that, because one time that's what actually that previous switch illustration described. That mean one time someone is using the link, next time someone else is using the link. That means time to time resource is shared with the different devices. Multiplexing is that. මොකක්ද ඔකට කියන්නේ multiplexer කියලා මේ තියෙනනේ digital circuit එක. What it does, recall about what it does. That mean it just provide one single. Yeah, it says in telecommunication and computer networks, multiplexing is a method by which multiple analog or digital signals are combined into one signal over shared medium. So simply it just allow I will share this screen.
So multiplexing කියන්නේ කිහිපයක් data යන කිහිපයක් ඒ voice video ඔක්කොම එකට කරලා එක link එක කරා යවලා අනිත් පැත්තෙන් demultiplex කරලා අපහු ඔය පැත්තට convert කරන එක නේ.
Yeah, that mean eventually it just share the communication channel, no? This is the idea. That mean multiple. Can you see my screen? Multiplexing.
No, sir.
No, sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Right, multiplexing and demultiplexing. That means once multiple devices are coming in, then it just combine and demultiplexing. But at the switching layer, that means data link layer level, I think it is something little difference. I think we can introduce like this. This is also multiplexing concept can be applied in a different way, right? So one way is the one we described previously. The other way here, there should be this way, because conversion A, B, C, D, E mean the different ports of the switch, right? Then those are physical switch එක ports තියෙනවානේ. Then ports අතර link එක port 1 to 5 එක හදලාද තියෙන්නේ? Port 1 and 5 physically හදලා නෑනේ. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒ වෙලාවේ logically යා link එක 1 to 5 හදාගන්න. Right? Then once that communication finished, then port 1 will be connected with the port 10 to communicate in between 1 and 10. So that concept is also called the multiplexing. That means with the switch itself, inside switch functionality, we introduce it as the multiplexing approach. Did you get the point? Yeah, the one you mention is also correct, but here the focus is at this data link layer level. What it says, used to multiplex multiple network layer protocols in the data link layer frame. Okay, it is actually not the physical infrastructure. The previously I just mentioned the port-wise thing. It is also some sort of a logical way of introducing the link for communication. So I introduced that one also as part of the multiplexing. But here the focus is about the accepting the network layer protocol, no? That means accepting the network layer protocol at the logical link control layer level. So that thing actually a little bit different. That means whatever the communication that you have to do over the network is not matter for the data link layer. Data link layer consider all the communication as a frame. That point is emphasized here. තේරෙනවද කියන එක? දැන් වීඩියෝ එකක් යවුවා, ටෙක්ස්ට් එකක් යවුවා, වෙබ් පේජ් එකක් ඕපන් කරත් මොන දේ වුණත් උඩ ලේයර්ස් වල ෆ්‍රේම් data link layer එකේදී මොකද වෙන්නේ? එයා එක ෆ්‍රේම් එකකට කන්වර්ට් කරගන්නවා. ඊට පස්සේ receiving end එකේදී ඒ ෆ්‍රේම් එක network layer එකේ පැකට් එකක් කරලා එයා බාර දෙනවා. ඒ කමියුනිකේෂන් එක මතකයි නේද? එතකොට මේ මල්ටිප්ලෙක්සිං කතාව තමයි එතන වෙන්නේ කියලා මේ කියන්නේ. මොකද network layer there are many protocols. Network layer and above there are different applications to cater. There are different protocols to cater the different application. However, at the data link layer level, you can find only the frames. නේද? frame එක වැඩි වැඩ දාන්න බෑනේ. එතකොට අතනින් එන different application related data we convert into the frame, transmit through the transmission media, then at the receiving end we convert frame into the whatever the data packet representing the different applications. Data packet එකේ කියනනේ what is the type of communication කියලා layer 3 එකේදී. නමුත් frame එකේදී එහෙම කියන්නේ නැහැ. frame එකේදී bit stream එකක් තමයි හදාගන්නේ. නේද? ඒකට තමයි මෙයා multiplexing කියලා introduce කරන්නේ අර physical switch වල අතර තියෙන link emphasize කරන්නේ. This approach implemented in the software. Reach to integration. Technically, it should be a firmware. So, did you get the idea? I think you can see my slides now. Did you get the idea about logical link control? Typical exam question that important for having better understand about these two sublayers under the internet network switching module. This is the representation of data link layer, how it has been placed compared with the physical layer and upper layers. Token ring, token bus, and Ethernet are two different way of introducing the topologies. They are that means IEEE has introduced them separately. The physical layer initiatives are different based on the data link layer level consideration. Ethernet MAC එකක් නම් ඒ කියන්නේ Ethernet physical layer initiative should be there to incorporate with the Ethernet MAC. It is obvious because those Ethernet is a separate concept Then token ring is another separate concept, and token bus represent something different. There is a chat message. Vinushan said they don't have electricity, so we cannot do anything with that. Just try to be online as much as possible. Okay, did you get the point? So with the time, there can be different way of introducing even the Ethernet. Different variations are there. Based on that, whatever the standard bodies will introduce the different standard for different initiatives. IEEE is one of the major standard body. Okay.
Okay, sir.
මෙතනින් කියන්නේ නෑ වෙන වෙනම Mac තියෙනවා කියලා. Ethernet Mac, token ring Mac, token bus Mac කියලා තුනක් නැහැ. නමුත් MAC address එක කියන්නේ 48 bit නේද? 48 bit වලට 48 bit hexadecimal value typically, but we operational purpose we convert it into binaries, right? But we represent it in the hexadecimal. Those are the IEEE formations. I think we better, how many topics? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 20 ඉන්නවා කියන පන්තියනේ 1 to 20 දුන්නා හරිනේ. You better study separately for all 20. Maybe the conduct Thursday evening slot is there for discussion. Individual students may study about each of these segment 1 to 20. There are actually less number of list here, but it start from 802.1 and end with 802.20. So there should be list from 1 to 20. Find out that, and based on your number, you will pick. Number 1 will take the bridging. Number 2 will take the logical link control. Number 3 will take the Ethernet. Number 4 will take the 802.4. Likewise, I think Vidusun will help me to find the particular student, right? 802 වල versions 20 වෙනකම් students count එක අනුව, right? Vidusun පන්තියේ ඉන්නව නේද? 20ක් විතර ඉන්නවා කියලානේ කිව්වේනේ. Yeah, then we can get the 20 different topics, and different students can describe about the different initiatives as per the IEEE 802, right? Here actually the list is little small because the focus is depend on the layer 2. So actually the once you find this context also, it should be comprises with the too much technical stuff, but make it into the maybe 10-minute presentation maybe. You better come up with the slides, but it is not the stand-up presentation like we are conducting in the sessions. You may share your screen and describe what is happening with the 802.1, for example, right? Vidusun may arrange how students should be assigned. I think you better refer based on your location or your number in the class, get the topic. Actually, what is the purpose of having these type of standards? Why we want to introduce these standards?
to get all each method for in one platform, because if there are we can get one standard uh, 82.3 first standard we can get. So this is a think coaxial standard, but different companies are making things the coaxial cable. If they are not in one standard, there are some difficulties to use in our networking, because sometimes if company coaxial cable is bigger than other company, so we can't use those coaxial cable together. So IEEE recommend that standard, and they create coaxial cable under this standard for all company. So we can use.
Yeah. Yeah, that example is also good that you can understand. That means coaxial cable,
Coaxial cable in our net.
there should be a standard coaxial cable. There should be a standard coaxial cable. So manufacturer should be provided particular standards. So these kind of standard bodies, IEEE is one common example. They introduce the standard. Then based on that standard, the thing coaxial. That means use of that thing coaxial for the communication. We introduce, maybe if we consider the manufacturer, that cable should be prepared properly. Even the devices manufacturer, they should support for the thin coaxial cable. There should be port to connect. Even connector manufacturer, they just introduce the connectors in the same way to link the coaxial cables. Likewise, once we consider one particular thing, there are different things to do, because only one, the things are not provided by the single part, these are things are manufactured, things are used, things are configured, right? Different research are going on to improve the present version of the technology. So for all these, everyone should agree upon the some level, some standard form of representing something, right? Even the thin coaxial, twisted pair, fiber optic, the way of negotiating, right? Fast Ethernet, what is the next one? 802.3U. So it says the way of communication. That one also important, because the device manufacturer should consider that, right? Device manufacturer should consider that. There is a text message. Okay, he has sent that attendance and supposed to leave now. Vinushan, you better be ready with the charge devices, right? Still the session is started for maybe 1 hour. If you don't have charge for 1 hour, it is questionable. Anyway, I can't consider the attendance beforehand, right? This time I will give excuse, but this cannot be practiced again, especially for Vinushan, right? Vinushan already got that excuse. Anyway, I'm just encouraging you all to attend the session, right? Nothing other than that. So if there is concern that some other lecturers are not considering attendance for eligibility or something, then I also will follow the same way, but at least I will give some extra mark those who attend the lectures properly. If someone has better attendance, they will get the better marks. Extra mark mean others will not having disadvantage. 100 දෙන එක තව 5ක් 105න් දෙනවා. නමුත් ඉවැලුවේට් කරන්නේ 100න් assignments වලට Maybe 5 marks may be enough. You can then the 5 marks. If someone has the attendance above 80, I will offer you 5 extra marks. Okay. So there are different standards. Some are actually not known to me as well. Final one, EPON. I have no idea, but it is not required to remember everything, because having understand that there are something, some standard under this might be enough. When you actually practice, practitioners will be thorough with particular one. For example, the fiber optic, those who are working in that area will look into all the fiber optic related standards and concepts, right? But I am not too much worried about the fiber optic. I just describe about these things are available, these things you can do, something like that, right? Let's move forward.
Okay, sir.
The one who present about 802.3 may come up with this kind of slides, introducing us what are the content, what we can do with that, some brief understanding, right? 802.1, read through different standards, then you can have some idea. This describe how IEEE standard has have been evolved. 802.3 introduced in 1982, 802.3U introduced in 1995, 3Z, 3AE, 3BA, and now I think it is further evolved. Based on that, industry chain also has been matured from 2002 onwards. It says industry chain maturity. Industry, that means fast Ethernet industry chain. 10 gigabit Ethernet industry chain maturity. 10 gigabit Ethernet industry chain maturity. Then 40 giga Ethernet industry maturity. With the support of the enhanced standards, we are in position to improve the industry use. 802 11.AC Wi-Fi 1000 M, that means 1G, no? 1G Wi-Fi has been introduced with the involvement of 802 3BA. මේකෙන් පස්සේ අරක එන්නේ. Right? So there should be much more improvement over last maybe nearly 10 years. 2012 එක නෙමෙයි තියෙන්නේ. 9 years, right? So you better look into that. Here the understanding behind this is, with the improvement of the whatever the standards, industry practices also will be improved. Ethernet provides unreliable connectionless service. I think it is at the data link layer level. Yeah, it says Ethernet data link layer protocol provides the connectionless service to the network layer. No handshaking between sending and receiving adapter. Adapter mean it is not physically available, but there should be interface in between the physical layer, data link layer and the network layer. දැන් virtual app මේ කඩාගන්න එකේ physically රූප වලින් අඳින එකේ link එකක් මොකක් හරි තියෙන්න ඕනේ නේද? කොටු නෙවෙයිනේ ඔක ඇතුලේ තියෙන්නේ. ඔක ඇතුලේ තියෙන්නේ different integrated circuits. Somehow you can find the adapter in between the data link layer and network layer. So the communication in between the data link layer and network layer is introduced as connectionless unreliable network. Actually, connectionless, what is the other way? If it is connectionless, the other way is opposite way of connectionless is
Connection oriented.
connection oriented. Unreliable, opposite way is
Data traffic.
දැන් විදුසුන් ඉතරනේ කතා කරන්නේ. Others? Unreliable mean the opposite word is reliable, right?
Unreliable, there are no to ඒකේ මේ නෑනේ සර් unreliable කිව්වහම මේ අර data එක ගියාද නැද්ද කියලා එහෙම response එකක් දෙන්නේ නැහැ මේ unreliable වලින් connection.
ඔව්. දැන් connection එකක් acknowledgement process එකක් නැහැ කියන එක තමයි unreliable වලින් basically mean කරන්නේ.
ඒක එතකොට transport layer එකේ දින වෙන්නේ මේ TCP UDP protocol use කරලා. ඒතර මේ data link layer එකේ කොහොමද ඒක වෙන්නේ communication එක කොතනද ඒ කියන්නේ
වෙන්නේ නැහැ කියලා කියන්නේ data link layer එකකින් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Ethernet වලදී. ඒ කියන්නේ data link layer එකේ response ඇත්තටම you are correct. That means at the transport layer level we make it reliable. If there is a situation that we want to have reliable communication, we can assure the reliability throughout any layer. ඒක data link layer වෙන්න පුළුවන්, network layer වෙන්න පුළුවන්, transport layer වෙන්න පුළුවන්, ඒ layers physical layer එකේ බෑනේ. ඒ layer තුන ඇතුළේදී වැඩේ කරනවා නම් කරගන්න පුළුවන් කියන අදහස තමයි තියෙන්නේ. නමුත් most of the communication at the transport layer level, that reliable communication is introduced based on the TCP and UDP. UDP is the connectionless unreliable. TCP is connection oriented reliable. Right? So try to understand this first statement again. Ethernet data link layer protocol provides connectionless service to the network layer. Connectionless service to the network layer. In that case, we can understand that if there is a connectionless communication, then it is unreliable as well. Right?
Right, sir.
So the sub point is no handshaking.
තව පොඩ්ඩක් පැහැදිලි කරන්න පුළුවන් සර්. එතකොට data links ඒ කියන්නේ TC මේ transport layer තියෙන උඩනේ ඒ කියන්නේ network එකට service දෙනවා කිව්වේ.
නෑ transport layer ගැන අපි මෙතන කතා කරේම නෑනේ. අපි මෙතන කතා කරේ data link layer ගැන විතරයි. ඒතකොට data link layer එක ගැන කතා කරද්දී අපි කතා කරන්නේ කවුරු ගැනද? එක්ක physical layer එක එක්ක network layer එක. ඒ ඉතින් transport මේ data link layer එක දෙපැත්තේ තියෙන ඒ දෙකනේ. එතකොට මෙතන point එක මොකද්ද? Ethernet data link layer protocol. Ethernet data link layer කියන්නේ data link layer at this stage data link layer is using Ethernet protocol, right? Because of that, Ethernet data link layer protocol provides connectionless service to the network layer. Connectionless service to the network layer. So just visualize the data link layer is sending something to the network layer. Data link layer is sending something to the network layer. That communication, there is no any connection oriented way. It is always connectionless. That is the idea. So if there is a connection oriented, there should be handshaking approach. In this case, no handshake. No handshaking between the sender and receiving adapters. Sending and receiving adapters, right? Someone is typing a message. Okay, you can raise, we can discuss. Give me a second, right? Anyway, actually connection oriented communication happen at the transport layer level when we are considering the sending and receiving ends. But at the network layer level, sender and receiver for the network layer, it can be nearby other router as well. තේරෙනවද කතාව? ඒ කියන්නේ අපි actually I didn't have opportunity to teach you computer networking, but when I taught, I just ask you to draw a diagram, virtual communication and physical communication. Then I will do that for you maybe next week, Thursday. With that one, you can understand whatever the end device, for example, computer, and the next device will be the switch or multiple switch. Finally, those switches will connect with the router. So if we talk about the data link layer level, only the data link layer, right? Data link layer level computer belongs to that, switch is belongs to that, router is belongs to that, because all devices has the data link layer. Once we consider the network layer level, laptop computer related to that, switch is not related to that, router will be incorporated for such discussion because router has the layer 3 or network layer. So if we are considering the connection oriented communication at the network layer, just give me a second. Huh? Hello? Yeah. Yeah, no. Right. There are different calls that I had to answer as well because these days we are continuing the registration process and still we are trying to finalize the list. Anyway, so if we consider about the connection oriented thing in between the in the network layer level, all the devices with the network layer will involve with that. That means computer and the router and the other computer at the receiving end. For example, when we talk about the transport layer, we call it as the end-to-end connection. Why? Whatever the intermediate devices are not having that contribution to establish the connection because they don't have the transport layer. මැද තියෙන device කාටවත් transport layer තියනවාද? switch එකක් ගත්තොත් data link layer එක විතරයි. router එකක් ගත්තොත් data link layer plus network layer. So no contribution for the end-to-end connection oriented communication is not there at the intermediate devices. Always it is in between the end devices. But intermediate devices can introduce the, for example, layer 3 devices can introduce the connection oriented communication. We can introduce that all the such communication by considering all the devices which are having the layer 3. Layer 3 තියෙන හැම එකක් ගැනම හිතලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. Because it has that capability, layer 3 level, we can have the connection oriented acknowledgement process is there. So when it comes to the network, data link layer level, there is no such connection orientation happen. Acknowledgement process is not there. So data link layer level communication is not connection oriented. Eventually, as a result, they are not providing reliable service to the network layer. And connection oriented reliable වුණා නම් මොකද්ද තියෙන advantage එක? නැත්තම් connectionless unreliable හින්දා data link layer එකේ තියෙන disadvantage එක මොකද්ද? Okay, data link layer level, it is unreliable and connectionless. What are the disadvantage with that?
Not acknowledgement.
Yeah, without having the acknowledgement mean unreliable. But what is the impact due to that unreliable connectionless communication? Okay, I'm taking a good example during the computer network. Connection oriented reliable communication is the communication in between the husband and wife. Reliable connection oriented connection එක හැදිලා තියෙන්නේ, connection එක හැදුනට පස්සේ communication එක කරගෙන යනවා. හරිනේ? In married life, now you have enough example during these days. People are talking about the headless murder story. It is an example for connectionless unreliable communication. Then the thing is, all the data packets, all the things that we wanted to share with the other end will not be transmitted at the data link layer level. There can be frames dropouts. Frames will be dropped because it is connectionless. There are so many issues due to that, because entire set of data will not be received to the other end properly. No acknowledgement process. යන්නත් පුළුවන් නොයන්නත් පුළුවන්. මම මේ පැත්තෙන් නම් අර පැත්තට දෙන එක යන්නත් පුළුවන් නොයන්නත් පුළුවන්. අපි චෙක් කරලා බලන්නේ නැහැනේ data link layer level එකේ. ඒකයි මේ කියන්නේ. හැබැයි network layer එක level එකේදී different protocol use that connection oriented approach, but for sure transport layer level එකේදී TCP use this approach. Sorry, UDP use this approach and TCP use connection oriented reliable approach. So this is TCP එකේ වෙන වැඩේ තේරුම් ගන්නකො. TCP එකේදී මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ? connection oriented කියලා යා මොකද්ද කරන්නේ? 3-way handshaking පාවිච්චි කරලා sender receiver අතර transport layer level එකේදී assure කරගන්නවා මම එවපු data ඔක්කොම ඔයාට හම්බ වුණාද? අපි connection එකක් establish කරමුද? ඔයා free ද? පළවෙනි කතාව. ඊට පස්සේ data යවනවා. data යවලා ඉවර වෙන කලින් මම යවපු data ඔක්කොම ඔයාට ලැබුණාද? එහෙනම් අපි connection එක close කරමු කියලා තමයි connection එක ඉවර කරගන්නේ. That is the complete story about the three-way handshaking,
Yes.
which is related to the connection oriented. In this approach, data link layer level, there is no such three-way handshaking or whatever the reliable way of communication. As a result, there can be many drops with the data link layer communication. Eventually, network layer will not be provided the streamline or reliable complete data. Don't know whether it is provided or not. A level එකේ මොරි වෙන්නේ නැහැ කියන එක තමයි කියන්නේ. Okay, if you have further question, we can raise it at the next lecture for discussion. Then it talk about the Ethernet protocol provides the unreliable service to the network layer. Yeah, it is what we discussed further. Receiving adapter does not send the acknowledgement sending adapter. This means stream of the datagram passed to the network layer can have gaps, missing data. Gaps will be filled if application is using reliable transport layer protocol. Okay, everything is described here. I did not note that. So it is filled at the transport layer level, not even at the network layer level. It just go up to the transport layer level to fill that gaps. Otherwise, application will see the gaps. Okay, කියනවානේ අර මේ video call එකදී if the image is not clear with the different distraction because of the loss of the data. At the transport layer level, it tries to correct, but video conferencing call, we are not implementing the TCP. We are usually using the UDP, unreliable one, because we are not worrying about the exact delivery of the data. We focus only about the time constraint. අපි මෙහි කියන එක ටග් ගාලා ඔයාලට යන එක තමයි බලාපොරොත්තු. ඒතකොට connection establish කර ඉන්න වෙලාවක් නැහැ. Just use the connectionless unreliable communication. With that, there can be gaps. There can be lost data. Right? That's why it says otherwise application will see the gaps. අපි වීඩියෝ එක බලද්දි gaps පේන්නේ ඒක හින්දා. නමුත් අපි email එකක් ඇවිත් එහෙම කරන්න පුළුවන්. Can we send the email through this UDP?
No.
No, because if one word is missing, there is no way to acknowledge, no way to communicate with the other party to verify whether you received it properly. ඒ කියන්නේ video conference call එක නා ඔයාට ඇහුණාද නැත්නම් ඔයාට ඇහුණ නැත්නම් ඔයා කියනවා සර් මට ඇහුන්නේ නැහැ කායි කියන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා හරි අපිට correct කරගන්න පුළුවන් manually. That means two ends can do that. But email, it is highly unlikely. Email එකේ තෝරන ඉතින් මට මේක හම්බුනේ මට clear නැහැ කියලා ආය අහනවා කියලා කෙනෙකුට argue කරන්න පුළුවන්. But it is purpose of the email is not that. There are one way email. අපි reply කරන්න නැති auto generated email එන ඒවට මොකද එතකොට කරන්නේ? Right? There are lots of confusion. So the such communication, such sensitive communication, we introduce the reliable connection oriented approaches, typically TCP at the transport layer level. Every others we use the UDP. So the here focus is at the Ethernet protocol data link layer level. There is no such reliable communication. As a result, it provides the service to the network layer in the way little bit unreliable. Right? Okay. Then it is about the IP versus Ethernet. IP කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? Ethernet කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? Those who are not having better understand about the difference between the IP and Ethernet, they come up with the different questions like this. Which is better, IP or Ethernet? Which is cheaper? Is Ethernet going to take over IP? Will IP win out in the IP win out in the end? Again, there is a competition in between IP and Ethernet, so IP will win the game. But actually, those are two different concepts. Two different concepts, but they depend each other. They exist together, right? Ethernet and IP will coexist, complementing each other. They are helping each other. IP cannot isolate. IP mean what? Internet protocol. So whatever the addressing mechanism has been introduced through that mainly. IP version 4, 6 is there now. And Ethernet is introducing the way to communicate. But that without addressing mechanism, it is not possible to Ethernet to launch the communication. Did you get the point? How the relationship in between the IP and Ethernet?
Yes, sir.
So read through the point there, answers under the answers. What are they? Then we will discuss. Yeah. So any question? It says meeting the different needs. IP is for one specific purpose. Ethernet is for some other purpose. Both occurring in the hybrid networks because without having both, we cannot introduce that networking things. Delivering our single global platform, true, because both are adhering that way of introducing the network. Sharing similar cost and service characteristics. Cost in the sense, I don't know what it means by cost. Service characteristics. Yep, man, that means service mean that it introduced first thing IP, introduced the mainly addressing and things like that, and Ethernet the communication standards are introduced by the Ethernet. So some sort of a service is provided, service characteristics. Last point is a little bit confusing, but you get the overall understand about what we supposed to discuss. Okay, why people are moving with the Ethernet progressively? These are the reason. One thing is it is most common, cost effective. Cost effective mean actually both transmission of the data and the financial wise also. Rather than laying the coaxial cable, we can easily lay the Ethernet cable to establish a network. And it support for better bandwidth. It is possible to upgrade. Easy and simple to manage and maintain. Variable payload support. The payload, what is payload?
Datagram.
Yeah, data unit, I would say. So in the data link layer level, it is the frame, right? So that frame length. Now actually, I think then with the Ethernet, at the beginning we introduce the length of the data. At the beginning we introduce length of the data. Then we are not fixed with the predefined length of the data. 10යි 5යි වගේ කලින් තියාගත්ත නම්බර් එකක් නැහැ නේ Ethernet frame එකකට. 10ද 5ද 20ද 25ද කියලා මුලින් කියනවා කියලා මේ කියන්නේ. Variable support, payload support. connecting devices with the UTP cables, which will be the next topic. What is UTP stand for?
Untwisted pair.
Unshielded twisted pair, right? Okay, here we go. We can find the pairs only, no shield. You're familiar with this, no?
Yes, sir.
These standards I'm not trying to even remember because those are standard, and actually in some cases these standards are not automatically detected, no? A and B then introducing the crossover cable, straight line cable. Now actually it is not matter, operating system level it detects and help us to introduce the connectivity. But having understand that there are some different numbering, just give me a second again. Sorry about that actually. I would say okay. Few interruptions because I'm conducting the lectures at the office. Anyway, let's start with the session. Okay, I'm not going to dig into detail. Actually, typically, we are doing the practical for this. But I think as you have understand, we can continue. Once we have a chance to meet, we can do the practical, right? With the connectors. We can escape. What do you think about this? Different use of the straight cable and crossover cable. How you remember this? If it is same device, same type of device, what is the cable?
Straight through.
Same devices use stretch cable.
Two computers connect for we use crossover cable.
Crossover,
And straight through use for router.
unlike devices. Something.
Yeah, something like that. However, I realized that now it is obsolete. Do you agree with me? Because the operating system in the computer and operating system in the routers and switches,
They are handled.
they handle this complexity raised with the straight cable and crossover cable. But still, actually, some vendors adhering to the standard. Actually, vendor always adhere to that standard, but operating system level that support is there.
Yes.
So people no need to worry about the way that they use the cable, right? But actually, as a network engineer, part of that team, you would be so much worried about whether it is crossover or straight cable, because once you attend some operational work at the switching centers, those things might be still work with these different cable types. But so far, you no need to worry too much about that. But having understand that there are two types of cable would be enough. Okay, so local area network design has developed and changed over time. I think you have better understand about that. It is started, ARPANET is the first initiative of the network. After that, actually, it has been evolved in a drastic manner. Now, actually, technology support is very much in satisfactory stage, but still it is evolving, so we can have better experience in the future. Still, actually, 5G is not comfortably released, no? Every 10 years, G thing happened. That means 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G. Now we are waiting for 5G. So with actually 3G, it support for the data, then fast Ethernet, then 4G improved version of that data speeds. 5G also would be improved version of the 3G. No concept wise, there is no different, right? 1G is for the analog 1980s, 2G is for the digital 1990, then 2000 you got for 3G for data, then 2010 you got 4G, improved version of the 3G, then 2020 we were waiting, still not properly happened, 5G, improved version of, it should be 4G, but we name it as 3G because we are improving the 3G features further, right? Network designers until very recent use hubs and bridges to build the network. Yeah, hubs and bridges are actually the main reason to use those. Those are cheap. That's why still those are just manufactured, so domestic use, so basic use, they can use that. Other than that, those who are using very much technical things, we should not use the hubs and bridges because those are not supporting the network functionalities at the expected level. But if it is for maybe very small office with the 10 computers or telecommunication office with maybe 2-3 computers, hub will work. Just extending one port into multiple. That is the only purpose, right? Hub extending a one port into multiple. There is no intelligent communication through the ports. Okay, let's move to the third point. Now switches and routers are the key components in the LAN design. You can understand. Switches and routers. Switches also there is a different version, which is the focus here, advanced switches. However, the umbrella term is switch. Switches and routers represent the network now. Until recently, most Ethernet networks were built using repeaters. Yeah, repeaters are there if the cable length is a problem, but nowadays the intermediate devices are incorporated somehow with the network, so it will not be a problem for actually with the signal weakening. So no use of the repeaters now. Okay, hope you go through the slide. It says, when the performance of these networks began to suffer because too many devices shared the same segment, network engineers added bridges to create the multiple collision domain. Okay. Do you now have the idea about the collision domain? Who introduced the collision domain? Layer? Which layer device?
Layer 1 device.
No. Layer 1 device is like similar to the cable.
Layer 2.
Layer 2 device. Layer 2 devices introduce the collision or break out the collision domain. For example, if two computers are connected by one cable and we place the layer 2 device in between, how many collision domain? If two computers are connected by one cable, how many collision domain?
One, sir.
One. If we place bridge in between, that means I connect with the bridge, the other party also connect with the bridge, same bridge. How many collision domain?
2.
2. I connect with the hub and the other party also connect with the hub. How many collision domain?
This is also 2, sir.
Hub is a layer 1 device.
3.
2.
2, sir.
Hub is a layer 1 device. Is it introduced in the collision domains?
Then
No.
1.
It is 1 because it is like a somehow කම්බයක් කැඩුනහම කම්බේ දිග මදි වුනහම ගැට ගහලා තියනවා වගේ කම්බ දෙකක් තියෙදි දිග මදින අපි ගැට ගහනවානේ. ඒ කියන්නේ එක කම්බයක් දිග මැදිලා තව කැලලක් ගැට ගහලා තියනවා වගේ හබ් එකක් මැදට ගහන එකේ තේරුම අර කොට කම්බ දෙක එකට කරා වගේ තමයි. දෙක ගැට ගැහුවා වගේ තමයි. කාට හරි විදියක් තියනවා නම් හරියට මේ twisted pair open කරලා තඹ වයර් ටික එකට කනෙක්ට් කරලා බඳින්න ඒකම තමයි hub එකෙන් වෙන්නේ. එතකොට ඒක collision domain introduce කරන්නේ නැහැ. Collision because it is a layer 1 device. Collision domains are introduced when we incorporate the layer 2 devices. So once the two computers are connected with the cable, one collision domain. Once we place the hub in between to connect the two computers, then still one collision domain. Still one collision domain. When we place layer 2 device, either bridge or switch, now it introduces the two collision domain. There is no way to answer like 3. කවුරු හරි 3 කියලාත් කිව්වා 3 it can never be happen. උනක් නැහැ නේ කොහොමත් segments තියෙන දෙකයිනේ. Right? Okay. The second point, sorry, first point is not clarified further. When performance of this network begins to suffer because too many devices share the same segment, network engineers added bridges to the create multiple collision domain. So you had the idea about the segment. When two computers are connected in between by one cable, only one segment. When we place the hub, is still one segment. When we place the bridge, then two segments. Once we have two segments, two collision domain. That is the idea. The next point, the networks grew in size and complexity. The bridge evolved into modern switch. The bridge evolved into the modern switch. Allowing microsegmentations of the network. Microsegmentation කියන්නේ මොනවද? bridge එකේ තියෙන්නේ two links නේ. bridge එක you know bridge no? අර නිකම් පාලම වගේ තමයි පාලම island දෙකක් connect කරන්නනේ පාලම තියෙන්නේ. ඒ වගේ bridge එකේ තියෙන්නේ port දෙකයි bridge එකේ තියෙන්නේ. multiple port නෑ. එහෙනම් මේක මොකද කරන්නේ? bridge එක 2 port නම් multiple port layer 2 device එකේ අවශ්‍යතාවයක් ආවා. ඒක තමයි මේ switch එකක් විදිහට introduce කරලා තියෙන්නේ. On the other hand, it introduced the micro segment. ඒ කියන්නේ අර කතා කරා ඉස්සලා segment දෙකයිනේ කතා කරේ. hub එකක් ආපුවම segment දෙකක් වුණා කිව්වා. bridge එකක් ආපුවම segment දෙකක් වුණා කිව්වා. දැන් එතන switch එකක් දැම්මොත් two computers are connected by a cable. Now we place the switch in between. How many segments?
2 segments.
It's still 2, right? But we have opportunity to connect the third computer as well.
Yes.
We can, I connected one side, Vidasun connected from the other side, maybe someone else, Sandunika may connect from some other side to the same switch. So how many collision domain now? How many segment now? Now 3 segments. Then Tenil Prabha connected to the same switch. Then 4 segments. Tarinda connect to the switch. Depending on the number of computer connected to the switch, it increased the number of segments. Eventually, it introduced the microsegment environment. Instead of one segment, many microsegments are introduced. As a result, many collision domains with the incorporation of the switch. Okay, okay, so what it says, today's networks typically are built using the switches and routers. You agree with that? Often with the routing and switching function in the same device. How about that? However, actually, layer 2 device has no switching functionality, right? Might be N devices has the same functionality because N devices has the both switching and layer 1 and layer 2 and layer 3. So switching and routing can be happen. Even actually when we get into the advanced switches, we can find both switching and routing functionalities also in the same device. I think that is the focus here. With the advanced switches, we can find that routing and switching function in the same device. Switches and bridges perform much of the heavy work in a LAN, making nearly instantaneous decision when frames are received. You can understand, no? ලියුම් බෙදනවා වගේ තමයි කතාව. එයාට ලියුම් එනවා කියන්නේ ෆ්‍රේම් එනවා කියන්නේ ලියුම් එනවා. ඒක එතකොට එයා බෙදලා දාන්න ඕනේ. So instantaneous decision should be taken. That is the idea. So switch is always busy. Actually, if you don't have opportunity to visit the switching station or server rooms, you better watch YouTube video to understand how the particular room is complex. Just share the link of the YouTube for other students reference also. Even you can share at the next lecture if you can find the recommended one. Right? Infrastructure at the server room or switching station. Then you can understand how quickly switches are working because indicator is there and every time indicator is indicating whether it is working or not, depending on the busyness of the switch. Next, switches are layer 2 devices that are used to increase available bandwidth and reduce the network congestion. කොහොමද switch එකෙන් bandwidth එක increase කරන්නේ, reduce කරන්නේ network congestion? Just think about that. Anyone can answer for that, how it happened? Increase available bandwidth, reduce the network congestion. Answer is there actually. Then you have to compare the situation with the without having the switch. කියන්නේ hub එකක් තියෙනවා කියලා හිතන්න. hub එක දැන් network startup වල මේ hub එකක් තියෙනවා. hub එකට මම connect වෙලා දෙනවා. විදසුන් ඉන්නවා. කවුද? සඳුනිකා, තෙනිල්, තරින්ද කියලානේ කිව්වේ. දිනේෂ්, හම්සා, සඳුනික චන්ද්‍රිකා තමයි හැමතිස්සෙම කියන්නේ. අහමඩ් මේ කට්ටියම ඉන්නවා. hub එකට connect වෙලා. We all are connected with the hub. What is the situation? What is the difference when switch is incorporated? That's what you have to think. ඒක තමයි ඔයාලා හිතන්න ඕනේ.
හබ් එකකට කනෙක්ට් වෙලා තිබ්බනම් අපි තේරෙම එතකොට එක්කෙනෙක් data යවනකම් අනිත් අයට ඉන්න වෙනවා. ස්විච් එකක් යූස් කරපුවාම ඒ කියන්නේ අරගේ බෑන්ඩ්විඩ්ත් එක අඩු වෙන. ඒ කියන්නේ එක වෙලාවකට යවන ප්‍රමාණය අඩු වෙනවා. දැන් ස්විච් එකක් ගත්තාම ස්විච් එකට අපි ඔක්කොම කනෙක්ට් කරලා ඉපුවාම එක්කෙනෙක් යවන data එක මේ තව කෙනෙක්ට යනකම් බලාගෙන ඉන්න අවශ්‍යතාවයක් නැහැ. මේ අනිත් link එකත් වැඩ කරනවා. එතකොට එතනදී බෑන්ඩ්විඩ්ත් එක මේ අර හබ් එකට වැඩිය ගොඩක් වැඩි. ඒ කියන්නේ එක කාල සීමාවක් තුළදී මේ data traffic එක වැඩි වෙනවා. එහෙම නේද?
ඔව් ඒක තමයි වෙන්නේ. නමුත් අර අපි දැන් ඉගෙන ගත්ත අර collision domain concept එක use කරලා කියනවා නම් hub එකට connect වෙලා හිටියදී එක collision domain එකේ තියෙන්නේ switch එකට connect වෙලා හිටියදී multiple collision domain depending on the number of devices 5 connect වෙලා ඉන්නනම් 5 collision domain. There are 5 collision domain if 5 computers are connected. Then within one collision domain, anyone can transmit at any time without worry, because one collision domain is link in between the computer and switch. Computer එක ඕන වෙලාවක switch එකට යවන්න පුළුවන්. ඇයි switch එකේ buffer එකක් වෙනම maintain කරනවානේ. switch එක busy නම් switch එක ඒක buffer කරන් තියලා තව ටිකක් වෙලාවකින් ඒක අදාළ receiver ට යවයි. නමුත් hub එකේදී එහෙම කරනවද නැහැ. hub එකට යවන මොකක් හරි computer එකක් යවන එක hub එක අනිත් පැත්තට copy කරනවා විතරයි. collision එකක් වෙයිද නැද්ද කියලා හිතන්නේ නැහැ. එහෙම කරලා යාලට නිකන් ඉන්න පුළුවන්ද? A B අතර කමියුනිකේෂන් මමයි විදුසුනුයි කතා කරගෙන ඉන්නවා. දැන් විදුසුන්ට මට යන්න ඕන එක යවන්නේ නැහැ. එතකොට විදුසුන් උත්තර දෙනවද? නැහැ. මොකද විදුසුන්ට ඒක ගියේ නැහනේ. එහෙනම් මම මොකද කරන්න ඕන? මම ආයෙ යවන්න ඕන. මට ඒ උත්තරේ ඕනෙම නම් වැඩේ කන්ටිනියු කරන්න. I have to resend. So one thing is the collision, second thing is the retransmission. Because of those two things, bandwidth will consume immensely. First thing is the collision. With the collision, actually, whatever the effort you already made will not be counted. Data ටික මගට ගියා කියන්නේ ගියේ නෑ වගේනේ අන්තිමට. හැබැයි යා data consume කරලා bandwidth එක consume කරලා. තව කෙනෙක්ට තිබ්බ chance එකක් එයා අරගෙනනේ මගට යන්න. Second thing is due to the retransmission. Due to those two things, the transmission media will be busy. So with the involvement of the switch, whatever the collision number of count will be reduced, because if now the collision will be happen in between the computer and switch. switch එකයි computer එකයි අතර තමයි දැන් collision එක වුණොත් එන්නේ. මොකද ඒ දෙන්නනේ එක collision domain එකේ ඉන්නේ.
ඔව්.
micro segment. හරිද?
Okay sir.
reduce network congestion එකත් එතනින් තේරෙනවා collision domain ගන්න වැඩි වුණ හින්දා. subdomain, sub segment, micro segment කියලා කිව්වේ නේද terms ගන්න different authors using different way. Actually these slides were adapted from the Cisco, not by me actually, one of the lecturer who already conducted this lecture series. So I just continue into that thing rather than preparing the slides, but discover the content that we want, right? So don't worry about the terms. I understand the concept, right? Switch can segment a LAN into micro segment, which are segments with only a single host. That's what I already described. switch can segment a LAN into micro segment. Thus, think about the LAN that we already discussed. Particular switch is there. 5 of us are connected with that switch. අපි 5 දෙනෙක් ඒ switch එකට connect වෙලා තියෙනවා. Previously, hub was there. Then only one segment is there. Previously, hub was there. Because of that, there was only one segment. අපි පහක් හිටියට එක segment එකක් විදියට consider කරන්නේ. hub එක තිබ්බට වෙනසක් වුණේ. Once we replace the hub by switch, what will be happen? It introduced the microsegment. Microsegments are introduced from each port of the switch. එක port හැම port එකෙන්ම segment එකක් create කරනවා ය. Layer 2 level එක. If computer is not connected, it is not a segment. Port 24ක් තියෙනවානේ 24ටම segment 24ක් කියලා introduce කරන්න බෑ. If there are some ports which are not utilized, they are not introduced in the segment. But if 5 computers are connected, as we discussed, 5 students are connected to the switch, then 5 microsegments. හැමතිස්සෙම ඒ උදාහරණයකින් මතක තියාගන්න hub එකේ switch එකයි compare කරන්න, then you can understand what we are discussing. Those are not big deal. අමාරු දේවල් නෙමෙයි මේ අපි කතා කරන්නේ, පොඩි පොඩි දේවල්. Constructively we are getting into the complex stuff, right? Microsegments create multiple collision-free domain from one large domain. හරිනේ? hub එකයි switch එකයි තමයි ආයි compare කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. Microsegments create multiple collision-free domain from large domain. Large domain was with the hub. 5 computers are connected with the hub, which is the large domain. Now, when we place it switch, microsegments are introduced with the multiple collision domain. I am not going to further explain. අපි ටිකටම කරලා 11:45 වගේ නවත්තමු නේද? බ්‍රේක් එකක් ඕනේ නැහැ. බ්‍රේක් ගත්තා නේ සරින් සරට කට්ටිය. Now 11:30 නේ 11:45 we will finish, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay. As a layer 2 device, the LAN switch increased number of collision domain, but all hosts connected to the switch are still part of the same broadcast domain. This is the second thing, second concept. First concept is the collision domain. Now we talk about the broadcast domain. Collision domain are introduced at the layer 2 level. Broadcast domains are introduced at the layer 3 level. Layer 3 level. Once we introduce separate network, we introduce separate broadcast domain. Once we introduce separate network, we introduce separate broadcast domain. From where we introduce network, what is the starting point? There can be isolated networks, but we are focusing the integrated networks, not the isolated. That means computer, 5 computers connected to the switch also introduce the one network, local area network, and those are in the one broadcast domain. Although there are 5 collision domain, there is only one broadcast domain. However, once we get into the integrated network, integrated network කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? Networks of networks. Network එකට එකට connect වෙලා තියෙන එක. Networks are introduced from the interface of the router. Networks are introduced from the interface of the switch එකකින් කරන්න පුළුවන්ද? බෑ. Router එකකින් තමයි network introduce කරන්නේ. Router number of ports that utilize in the router will help you to understand how many broadcast domain in the network. That is also a typical question for you to understand how many broadcast and how many collision domains are in the given network. network එකක් දීලා මෙතන collision domain කීයක්ද broadcast domain කීයක්ද කියලා අහනවා. එතකොට collision domain count කරන්නේ කොහොමද කරන්නේ? switch interface එකකින් switch port එකකින් පටන් ගත්ත link කීයක් තියෙනවද කියලා බලනවා. broadcast domain count කරන්න මොකද කරන්නේ? router එකකින් පටන් ගත්ත interfaces key route එකේ enable වෙච්ච interfaces කීයක් තියෙනවද කියලා බලනවා. disable or not utilize ports are not a problem. Okay, what is the second point there? Switch is a layer 2 network device, acts as a concentration point for connection of workstation, servers, routers, hub, and other switches. It can be, no? Just focus about the switch at the server. One side may be the servers. Eventually, actually, uplink is connected with the routers. They can be involved with the hubs or other switches. Finally, switch is integrating the entire things for the particular network. So, okay, here it says about switches can operate in full duplex mode. What is that full duplex? We already learned. At single time, sending and receiving both can be happen. Full duplex. Switch can do that.
Yes.
Because actually with the twisted pair, that Ethernet cable arrangement, there are different pairs. At the same time, devices and devices also support for that. Switch also support for that. A hub is an older type of connections device which also provide the multiple port. Okay, hub with the hub also you can find the multiple port. However, hubs are inferior to switches because all devices connected to hub reside in the small bandwidth domain that produce the collision. Hub එක වෙනස් වෙන්නේ කොහොමද switch එකට වැඩිය?
switch එකේ buffer එකක්
hub එකේ එක solid domain එකක්.
Yeah, mainly hub is a layer 1 and switch is sub layer 2, so that because of that layer it is possible to buffer at the layer 2 level but not at the layer 1 level. So as a result, this different is there. Finally, hubs introduce the collision as well. Right?
okay.
Using hubs is that they only operate in the half duplex mode. හරිනේ, hub පාවිච්චි කරනවා half duplex. Half duplex mode, the hubs can send or receive data at any given time, but not both at the same time. You know that. Switches are multi-port bridges. You know that as well because bridge two-port switch. Bridge එකට තව නමක් කියන්න පුළුවන් අපිට two-port switch කියලා. Switch එකට port 24ක් විතර තියෙනවානේ. හැබැයි two-port switch එකක් නම් bridge එකක්. Two-port switch. Please note down that because people confuse with what is the layer bridge belongs to. But they know that what is the layer switch belongs to. Switch belongs to layer 2. Bridge is also belongs to layer 2, but people forget that. If you remember that bridge as a two-port switch, then you will not forget that part. Switches are the current standard technology for Ethernet LAN that utilize the star topology. So because to avoid the conflicts and all, better to have switches for introducing the net. Switch provide many dedicated point-to-point virtual circuits between the connected network devices So collisions are virtually impossible, right? Virtually impossible. There can be collision in which stage? The link is in between the computer and switch. Then both computer and switch, let's say myself and the switch, when I want to send something to some other computer, I have to first send it to the switch. Switch will the balance for me. Then I check with the transmission media whether the connection is, the transmission media is utilized or not at this stage. If it is not, I forward the frame. Right? At the same time, switch also may look into the transmission media, and transmission media is free, so switch is also sent. Eventually, the conflict can be happen. Other than that, the communication through the switch, that means I'm communicating with Vidasun, he is in the other end with the computer. The collision is highly unlikely because buffer is there to bear that communication at the same time situation between the Vidasun and me, because buffer is there to buffer the data. New switch will have the preset configuration with factory defaults. This configuration will rarely meet the needs of the network administration. Factory default settings will not be used. Always we configure the switch ourselves. I think we better continue with this from the next lecture, configuring the switch. This is good point to stop for today. Let's move with the switch configuration from next day. Is there any question? Now you better start sending your attendance, your official name within bracket, registration number. Okay, thank you, students. I got a call, so I just attend that. Thank you, everyone. Then let's finish the session. We will meet on Thursday evening at 1 o'clock, right? Thank you, everyone, again. Okay.